Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. My name's Andrew Bergeron. This is my wife, Carmen Maret. We are the Folias Duo, broadcasting from our home in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Happy today to be joined by great, wonderful flute and guitar duo all the way from D.C., Cristian Perez and Yana Nikol. We're going to play a little set for you here, and then we'll turn it over to them to give their own special way of playing to share with you. Thanks everybody for being here today. Thanks for taking the time to watch and to support music and the arts. Thank you so much. We're going to start with a composition of mine. The whole suite's called Dragonfly, and we're just going to jump right into this and start with the third movement, which is called Flying. And this one kind of takes a little bit to get going, but you can imagine the first time you tried to fly, it's a little hard and takes a little bit of time. So wonderful. Thanks for being here.
have any water after that. That was a warm-up piece. All right, thanks everybody for tuning in. I see a lot of friends and family today. Rob Harding, thanks for joining. Bob Harden, Mary, Edith, hello, Kristen and Rui, hello, Mom and Dad, so times 2. Eugenio, Emily, hello, Mitch. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. It's nice to see some new faces as well. All right, so we're going to continue with the next piece of Andrew's. And I just want to remind everyone that we are presenting these concerts for free, and it's a pleasure, but we need your support to keep doing them, to pay our artists and continue writing all this new music for the series. So Andrew and I recently built a page on our website called the Merch Table, just meaning merchandise table. And this is where you can donate to us directly. We also have some specials. We have our 2 for $20 CD special if you want to support us by buying some of our goods. We have recipe packs from all the food we've been cooking the last year. And recently we released some note cards of all this beautiful artwork that we've been featuring on our series. So check out our merch table today. All right. Oh yeah, and today's donations are special because we're splitting them 50-50 with our artists. So you can give double today. All right, this is the last part of Andrew's Dragonfly suite. This is called Heart Dance. And this is the mating dance of the Dragonfly. They move around in a circle and it looks like a heart. So this is Heart Dance. All right, here we are. Hello, Umberto and Grant Ruiz. Thanks for joining us. Noticed you're sporting a wooden head joint. You beat me to it. Yeah, some people ask, what's that black thing on the top of your flute? Like, oh, that's a wooden head joint. So matches the sound of the guitar very nicely. So, all right, so we have one more tune for you all. And I want to invite you as well, if you like what you're hearing today and you would like to see these continue and stay in touch with us, we have a quick sign up for our email list. We send email just once a month telling you what our monthly concerts are. So this is a concert notification sign up. So you can check that out. It's going to be posted in the chat. And we'll continue now with our last piece of our set before we introduce our guests. This is a piece by an Argentinian composer, Carlos Aguirre, who is a pianist and plays jazz and lots of different Argentine styles. And this is his piece called Milonga Gris that Andrew and I arranged after we came back from going to Argentina for the first time. So here's Milonga Gris. Okay. Woo! All right. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in today. We're going to introduce our guests now. So the whole idea of this Go series is to bring different kinds of music and present it in a small group format. And Yana Nikol and Cristian Perez, I think, are the perfect group. We've been waiting almost the whole year for this concert. Plus, flute and guitar duos unite. Really, I don't know how many, if this has ever even happened in the world. Probably it has, but, you know, two established flute and guitar duos. It's great. So I said they're DC based, but Yana is from Bulgaria and Cristian is from Argentina. So they have this amazing mix and wealth of experience together. They're both composers and arrangers, and also just great people. So we'll look forward to hearing their set. We're going to turn it over to them, and we're going to talk with them after. So stick around and enjoy the music.
Hello, everyone. Andrew and Carmen, thank you so much for having us. That was a beautiful, beautiful set. We're really happy to be with all of you. For those of you who don't know us, as Carmen said, my name is Yana Nikol. I'm from Bulgaria. This is Cristian Perez. He's from Argentina. Carmen also mentioned that we compose and arrange a lot of our own music. And we have explored, both of us really love folk music from different countries. And we explore a lot of those influences in our music. So since we are from Bulgaria and Argentina, of course, we have explored those countries and cultures too within our music. And we're going to start our set today with a folk song from Bulgaria that was the first song that we played together. That's from Bulgaria. It's my arrangement. It's in 7, and it has a little section in the middle that I completely composed. It's called Kalino, and here's what it sounds like. That was Kalina. It was a song in 7. I was just thinking earlier while listening to some of the pieces Andrew composed that both of our duos love odd meters. I noticed at least something in 7, something in 5. Bulgarian music has a lot of odd meters, and we have been exploring this in our projects that have expanded to other musicians and bigger bands that I'm going to mention a little bit later. Christian, would you like to announce the next piece?
Yeah, the next piece we're gonna play is an original composition of mine that I wrote for Yana's graduate recital about seven years ago, and the inspiration for the piece is traditional Japanese music, especially koto music, that I was listening to a lot at the time. So I took some of I did some transcribing of some music from that style, and I took some of the scales that I heard, and I kind of made this piece that I tried to make it very mellow and nostalgic, but at the same time kind of driving. So I hope you like it.
That was Relentless Dragon in Agony, representing the last living dragon of its kind. We have one more song for you, and it comes from the country of Argentina by the famous Argentinian composer Astor Piazzolla, and this will be Christian's arrangement of the famous Libertango. And we're really grateful to be here again. Thank you, Andrew and Carmen from Folias Duo, for inviting us. We're really looking forward to the interview. We have some really fun questions planned for you. And so me and Christian play in various projects that combine influences from classical music, jazz, as well as world music. And the most active one recently has been Project Locrea, which is an ensemble I started about 2 years ago that we are recording our first album for. And it's very, very exciting. The music that we're playing tonight is very much along the same vibe. We combine traditional folk songs, we make modern arrangements and bring in some contemporary grooves. We have a drummer and a percussionist, so some pretty cool grooves are happening. And we just wanted to let you know that if you would like to hear us in the context of a bigger ensemble with Chinese dulcimer and various percussion from around the world. And what do we have? We have Peruvian pipes. Juan Carampomo plays Peruvian pipe. We have an Ethiopian singer also with us. So it's a really, really exciting project. It's exciting to share the love of folk music and modern grooves with other people. So you can find us under Project Locrea, LOCREA for love and creativity, or Cristian Perez on all platforms, Yana Nikol on all platforms, and that's it. That's all I have. And let's do some Libertango. It's gonna be a little bit. This is a special wink to Carmen and Andrew. Because they play a lot of tango and a lot of odd meters. Not in a lot of odd meters, and a lot of odd meters. Woo! Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. And now let's get back to Carmen and Andrew, and we're ready for our interview.
All right, here we are. That was great. That was so enjoyable, especially after being in the hot seat and then not being in the hot seat and just enjoying. It was so great to hear your style and just to hear you. I feel like I'm hearing you more up close right now. Maybe because you're on my computer live, so
Thank you.
it's great.
Same here.
Yeah, so this is the interview part, and this is where, you know, all of you listening can kind of see what is behind not only the lives of musicians, but lives of composers, which is an awesome thing to sort of speak to creativity. So let's just start, though. Many of the people in our audience don't know you guys. So maybe you could just, Yana or Cristian, you could tell us, how did you two meet, and how did you end up in the U.S.?
Well, thank you. I came to pursue music. I went to school in University of South Florida, and that was about 10, 15 years ago now. And I've been moving around. I've been to Florida, and I've been to New Jersey, and then I ended up in Virginia near the Washington, D.C. area. And that's where I met Cristian. I met him at George Mason University. I was pursuing my master's, and he had just finished his, and it was an interesting story because I wanted him to play for my graduate recital. And I asked the guitar professor about him, and the guitar professor said, well, he just graduated, so he should probably charge you as a professional. And he advised me to ask a few other students who were still students. And I said no. And I found him I saw him at a parking garage, and I just approached him. And yes, I haven't regretted it so far. How did you end up in the U.S.?
So my dad came here in the late 80s. So he was going back and forth between Argentina and here for years, decades. And he finally got us to, most of my family, to come here in 2002.
Okay.
So I moved here in 2002 with my mom, and my brothers were already here. My sister, one more sister too, and I guess I got into guitar because I didn't know what else to do here. And I started taking lessons at a music school like that was really close to my house, and it's guitar lessons in Spanish. And I just got lucky because the guitarist there was Berta Rojas, Paraguayan guitar teacher. So she
Oh my
was
gosh.
like, okay. And
Very
then
lucky.
that got me into classical guitar, and then just went for it.
That's very organic. All right. Well, you guys have a question for us.
Yes, I would like to go with mine, and I'm really interested in this because we're going through something similar. But I would like to know how do you approach differently, each one of you composing for the duo versus both of you when you're composing a piece together for the duo?
Oh, I'm gonna give this one to Andrew.
All right. Well, okay. I suppose at first I can tell you, like, my personality, like, I'm like the mastermind. So, like, I just like think about stuff in my own little world. And so the biggest difference for me is, like, when I'm just writing myself for us, I don't have to explain anything to anybody else, and I just do the thing, and then at some point, I'll ask Carmen for help or advice about the flute writing or something like that. But if we're working together, we got to kind of talk about it, which for me, if I talk about something, it changes like I think Carmen learns from talking. She's gonna talk it through, and that's how she learns the process. Like it actually changes when I talk about it or something. So it's kind of, I don't know. And then I guess I don't know, the best ways we've done it is if we got like a plan before we start writing together. Like we didn't play it today, but one of our newer pieces called Nighthawk, we just made a game out of it, which was, okay, like every day we're going to switch who gets the piece. And the rule is you can change anything you want. It doesn't matter. So we would just like go back and forth and back and forth, and we talk about it.
You could even erase everything.
Yeah, you could
from
erase
the day before if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But we didn't. You'd think that you'd be just like a competitive. You'd think it'd be like a competitive game or something. Like, yeah, well, he's going to erase all my stuff. But once you start doing it, you're like, no, there's like ideas here. I got stuff to work with. I'm going to go. And yeah, because people always want to know, how do you not fight about creativity? And maybe some people do, but I feel like if you're actually actively doing it, it's great just to have ideas. So just keep the ball rolling. So sorry, I took over your answer.
That's good.
Oh, you're going to ask a question though. It's your turn.
Okay. Well, I have a question maybe for either of you about composing and how, you talked about, you're from different places. You played a piece that was like inspired by Japan, or you have like Chinese dulcimer in your band, or like how do you as composers deal with like these different cultural things, and how do you think about that philosophically, like about maybe honoring the culture, but also at the same time making it something new, like you're playing Astor, Piazzolla in 7, like that's so cool. Like I think he'd be jamming, but like how do you guys think about that or deal with that?
Do you want to? I'll go first because mine is going to be shorter, I think. For me, I have less experience. For a long time, I just thought of myself as just a classical musician and just like a flutist, and that was it. And I started composing and arranging more recently. With Bulgarian folk music, it's easy. It's in my blood. It's literally everything comes out sounding like it a little bit. For Project Locrea was the first time I had to actually, in my hands, get like arranging and composing for a bigger ensemble. And especially with the dulcimer, it was quite different because it's not something that you can see a lot of examples. So we just worked with her a lot, with Chao Tian, who's the dulcimer player. I think she's watching. Hi, Chao. And you learn, what's the register, what sounds good. And I keep learning. Like 2 years later, I keep learning. This doesn't sound good with the flute. This clashes with the guitar and things like that. So it's a process. Now with the traditional stuff, I have said to all the musicians and to audiences, we are not striving for authenticity. I don't know enough about all these cultures, right? So, and what I love really is mixing it with modern things. So that's how you deal with that.
Be honest.
How about you? You have more cultures into your music.
So that was a short answer. For me, I guess as a guitarist, I think so much in harmony, in chords. Like there's a melody, and then this is this is the harmony. So this is what you could do as a guitarist or bass player. So it's easy for me to like just take something and simplify it, like a just traditional melody, and figure out what kind of harmony I hear. But I try to avoid that a little bit because that's my tendency. So to avoid doing that, I try to do a lot of transcribing before I start arranging. Sometimes it's for fun, but sometimes as part of the process, I check out several versions and I take some parts that I really like, maybe like some ideas from different arrangements. But I also try to take something that is unique to the stylistically unique. For example, what are the actual notes that the koto would play, and in what order they would play them. So I would like try to figure out, and sometimes I would have like a whole transcription of the piece, of a version that I like before I start arranging it. And then once I know that's my base, I start messing with it however I want. But I feel more okay about like arranging and messing with it after I go through that step.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
You have a
Cool.
Oh, do you have a question for Andrew?
Yeah, I have a question for actually
Christian
either
is
of you, or both.
Or
So
me.
I noticed that you play a lot of tango and Argentina music and not just tango. So I was interested to hear what got you interested in that kind of music and how you got into it.
Sure. Well,
Oh,
I'll
that is
start.
me. Oh yeah, you start.
I'll try to give the short answer, which is I got into it because of her. I mean, this is actually how we met. I mean, you know, I went to graduate school for composing, and the first day of class, after class, I don't know, you probably introduced yourself. Somebody comes up to me and he's like, hey, my girlfriend is really into tango, and I think you're the perfect person for her. And, you know, we got married 9 months later, and we've been kind of going, you know, from there. But as far as like the other like folk music and stuff, I just found like, I don't know, like tango is really hard to play on the guitar well, like to get like the short kind of staccato sound. And then I started learning about like, you know, like chacarera and canción and all these different styles that are so guitar, you know. And then I was like, oh, actually, I understand. You know, this was after playing tango for like 10 years. And then I was like, oh, this is easy. I can just like play with these guys. Like, so there's my short story.
Yeah, and I got into tango because my flute professor at the University of Missouri, Kansas City, came to a studio class and said, hey, there's this amazing tango teacher. I've been taking lessons with her. I want you all to go. And dancing. It was a teacher giving a workshop. Brigitte Winkler, who's this woman from Germany that taught all over the world and taught some of the early, you know, tango dancers in the U.S. So, yeah, I went to her class and I was totally hooked. It was on close embrace tango. And then I started going to Milongas like that next weekend. And there was a tango band called Tango Lorca in Kansas City. And they're like, hey, we need a flute. So I pretty much started playing tango music and dancing at the same time. And it was this amazing chemistry. So, but then when I moved to Michigan for grad school at Michigan State, I was like, oh, no more tango band. But then I found Andrew pretty soon. And yeah, that was that. And yeah, I love all the other, once we did tango for a long time without really being aware of the other folk styles and finally learning all this rich song styles. We, you know, just performing with people from Argentina and from going there and just being like, oh my gosh, there's this whole other thing. It's amazing. So, yeah.
Cool. And you guys have been to Argentina?
Yes, we've played and traveled around both in Argentina and in Chile too. We played for Milongas in Chile as well. Maybe there's some, my friend Gabriella's here sometimes. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You're
That's
doing
well,
the
thank you for
man.
having us.
Oh, I say the thank
Yeah,
you. Okay.
yeah.
All right. We're very diplomatic, so, you know, equal talking. Yeah.
Got it.
So thank you, everyone, for, you know, doing this amazing concert, being here, supporting us. And thank you to Yana and Cristian for playing so awesome and sharing their music and putting this all together. This is, I feel like we've texted like we're related or something over the last 3 days. And Andrew's going to say the last little part.
Okay, well, I'll finish. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. Thanks Jan and Cristian for jamming with us across the country. And just like to give one more plug. If you're watching and digging the sounds and want to help out, donate. We have Venmo, we have PayPal. You can go to our website. All your donations go directly to support us artists and help us just keep making more music and more art. And so we really appreciate any donations you can give. Thank you so much for being here today and for supporting our series. We'll be back, Carmen and I, in May, playing a show. There's a picture of me sitting on a rock and looking cool. And we'll be playing some of a bunch of new music there in May. In 2 weeks, otherwise, today. Thank you, Yana. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a wonderful day.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.